All right, we have the full moon almost upon us for November. The beaver moon, yes. What do beavers do at certain times? Like this time, they're gathering their twigs and everything that they can get, and they're building their dams, right? So, they have their little safe haven, their place. So they're building all that up, okay? Now, some people are saying this full moon is about, letting things go that no longer serve you. That's true for any pretty much full moon, okay? But this full moon is also right there with Venus, okay? The one that, and we know about Venus, and we think of, when we associate Venus, we associate love as one of the things, right, guys? Well, with this special reading from my Luminara deck, I got a few cards that fell out in regards to this full moon for you guys. And this one is about receiving, okay? This full moon is about receiving. And also a tip for this moon, have yourself a white candle at least, okay? At least one. If you got two, that's great. And light those with the intentions that you are setting forth for receiving, okay? And take your name, write it on a piece of paper. Write, I am ready to receive that which I need for my highest good. You can put thank you on there if you want as well. Put it in a bowl with some salt water. If you can set it by the window, be perfect if you could get it where the moon's on it too, or even set it outside just for a little bit, where you can get some moonlight on it. And meditate on that this full moon, about receiving that to which is to come forth as the new year is about to approach, guys. So let me get to this reading for us all right? So the first card I got right here, look at, isn't it beautiful and gorgeous? I'm going to tell you some things I got in regards to looking at this card before I go into the actual meaning of it for someone, because this is important for someone, okay? It might resonate with some people, all right? This is earth, okay? Nature, all right? Nature and natural, okay? Some other Gaia energy here and planting, okay? In this card, I saw Africa. And you think of Africa, okay, and the whole globe in the center. And what I saw in this card was a beautiful rainstorm, okay? Because I saw like a lion and all of that coming through, and a baboon. And I saw this neat looking figure that looks like a leaf that's moving, okay? But it's some type of an insect. And what I saw with this storm that's coming through, I saw the biggest raindrops Africa's ever saw. In this deck right here, I'm going to try to hone it in on you, okay? There is Africa, and there's the lion and the earth, the center. There is your storm coming through. There's the rain, and there's those big, huge raindrops, okay? And over, let's see, where is it for you guys? So it's over here. That leafy looking creature that I saw. So I definitely see that coming, all right? And we got the rainbow coming through as well, all right? And the big bright sun coming after this big experience. From what I was getting, it's going to be one of the biggest types of raindrops they've saw, okay? So now I'm going to get into this beautiful card that's also got butterflies and other things grounded with it, braided within, because it's braided within the hair, all these different ideas and stuff, okay, with this. But this is about love too, okay? So here we go. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this one, and I'm going to hold it up for you. So here it is, guys. Looking after the planet, the ebb and the flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the micros, time in nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. No one can hold us the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and transmuter of dense energy we may be holding on to, just as she takes in or out breath and returns our bones to fertile soil. So too can she transform our woes if we can allow ourselves to surrender, to lie in her grassy arms or be embraced by her branches. Just as plastics and oils cannot be broken down in the earth for renewal, when our emotions become hardened and impenetrable, catalyzed into something more destructive, they cannot be transformed into the compost that we grow from. Experiences we may categorize as good or bad are a part of life. Death and rebirth are part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Creating something through suppression and control that will not break down will only bring us further out of harmony. Nature is all around us. Notice her and know that when you feel like no one else can hold you, she can. Spend as much time in nature as possible and do what you can to preserve it. Yes, and make sure the weather's nice. Go outside and hopefully you have no clouds when it's the night of the full moon, because it's time for grounding, finding our roots, reliability, the physical healing nature, solitude, foundation, and fertility, and vitality, and all of that, guys. Now, the next card we have is a really good one, too, that comes around, and it happens to be right behind in order in this little book that I have here, okay? Is we have the dragons coming for you. Look at those dragons. You see them? Aren't they beautiful? And see how they're woven? You got the light and you got the dark, right? I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I saw within these dragons, okay? I see within the eye of one of the spots on the dragons, there are people waiting on the other side that are watching, okay? Your movements as you go. I see a phoenix starting to rise as it's dancing, and dancing is very good for you right now. So dance in that full moon. Dance, okay? Do some dancing. Meditate by dancing is definitely good for you. And also sitting down after you're done and just crossing those legs and putting your head down in your arms and just surrendering, okay, is also very important to do after you've done some dancing. Now let me get to this fire right here, okay? The Solaris and Sublime. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about these guys. So here I hold it up for you, loves. Here's the dragons for you. All right, Solaris Sublime. Duality, creation, Kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, infinity energy. We live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang. Masculine and feminine, focusing only on light, can repress our shadows, bring both sides into balance, and begin being real with our humanness, allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth by accepting and loving excuse me, all of ourselves as we truly are. We can attend to more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. This painting portrays the balanced dance of creation. The greater the distance of separation of duality, the greater the destiny. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. In this place of coalescence, the fusion brings both sides together in openness, not just as a remerging with the universe, but in an acclamical process of becoming the empowered creator force we truly are. Passion, motivation, destruction, power, limitation, determination, inner light, forging forward, transformation. Okay? So that's what that one's about, that transformation and transforming. And when I was talking about dancing, okay, especially with that full moon, okay, even starting in your morning that day, doing it too. Doing 5-10 minutes at least. Do it with the Kundalini type where you're not just dancing, you're actually going into the movements of your hands and you're getting them in balance and you're keeping them balanced when you're doing your movements, guys, okay? And I will be trying to work on getting some actual videos out there of the different movements that help with certain things, okay? Because even doing the figure 8 in certain ways also helps raise and fix things within our actual body, okay? For you all. Now I'm going to get into the next one we have here, but I'm going to get me a sip of my tea. And the next one we have is the unique gifts. Look at this. Okay? All that makeup and everything you see within this. You see right there in the center of right here, and then you got the center that goes up here, okay? And you got little things squeaking together, decoding within yourself, right? And there's 3 things that are major right here that I see that are lit up, okay? That need work done within the unlocking, but they're getting there, okay? They're getting there, like fuses, okay? There's 3 little fuses is what I'm getting with that one, all right? And then you got 2 little fuses down here. So there's 2 little fuses down here, but you got the 3 over here. But these 2 little fuses, if they're working together, is what's going to keep all of these in fact are lit up and working together for you. Okay? So there is that coming through. And let's get to this number. And this one is 55. The other 2 were 14 and 15, guys. And here it is. I'm going to hold it up for you. And here we go for this one. Unique gifts, your superpowers, a sense of purpose, the meaning behind your quirks, exploring your interests, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. I passionately believe that we all have gifts to bring to the world. If we all did what we truly excelled in and enjoyed, our talents and abilities would enable our communities and our planet to thrive. What would the world be like if each person contributed from a place of overflowing enjoyment without obligation? Where would we be if the jigsaw pieces came together for a diverse and complementary reality, free from prejudice or compassion? Some of us have already discovered or remembered what we feel we are here to do. Others are still seeking or just starting to consider this idea. Your inspiration may come as a message in a vision or dream. It may be something others have recognized in you for a long time. It may come from a deep renaissance with something you are yet to try. You may be concerned it will affect or transform your current lifestyle. Your gift or purpose may be something you enjoyed immensely as a child but did not bring into your adult life. Perhaps there is an array of shoulds holding you from what you love doing. When there is enjoyment in what you do, you can give more to it, way beyond your usual capacity. It lights you up when you think or talk about it, and you need less in your life as you are fulfilled through doing it. When you don't do it, you might feel ungrounded or low in energy. If you haven't connected with your purpose, look at your quirks and what they are telling you. You may struggle with some things because your mind works differently in these areas. Things you may have considered shortcomings might be the qualities that enable your gifts. I struggled with dyslexia, and my synthesis is so strong that there was always a process of translation when I went outside, learned, or socialized communication. I had to decipher concepts and thoughts from the luminescent abstract images that amplified the more energy there was behind them. It was quite frustrating as I felt it made me seem unintelligent. The words I could muster felt inferior to the information I was experiencing. The time it took to translate meant much was lost, so I would often give up mid-sentence. However, this non-linear way of navigating reality was perfect for energy healing and traversing realms. When I discovered painting, these skills were even more helpful. I then realized I could express everything in a visual way that included the flow and color of a feeling, and somehow people all over the world seem to understand. What makes you unique? Any quirks that you feel are shortcomings could be the key to your superpowers. Look for the positive sides of your oddities and traits. How would you like to spend more time? Are there things you would like to try or feel a pull to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know how transformable they may be. Okay? I'm trying to hold up a little bit better. I guess maybe I didn't hold it quite right for you guys. All right, now this other one we have coming up is 48, and it is surrender. Surrender, okay? And also, I want to bring up to you with this surrender, something that came to me is the word station. And station is a very important word. All right, tuning into the surrender, okay? And with the unique gifts right here, okay, that I was getting with the two things coming down here, okay, and those things up there. Your station, the station of you. What is your, we all are on a frequency. It is to each one of us individuals to find out what station we have for ourselves, okay? And this one is about surrendering. So here we go, guys. Let me get to the surrender here. Go back this way. And that is number 48 for surrender. And here we go. Trust letting go of control, free flow, receptivity, yin energy, inner knowing, intuition, synchronicities, opportunities, getting out of your way, the path of least resistance, allowing who you naturally are to flourish. Surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Trusting that we can achieve more by losing our control can take great courage. Sometimes the most constructive way forward is to stop forcing things into being rather than allowing intuitive and drawing a project into being. The energy there is energy here is of frustration, as if you are pushing something heavy up a mountain. At these times, gravity or flow don't seem to be on your side. Use this awareness as a guide when you start to detour from your path. When control is released, so too is resistance. One of the biggest skills we can learn is to get out of our own way. When we are in receptive place, we are open to the world of opportunities, and the great mysteries can unveil themselves. The mind loves to control the outcome, but this only creates limitation. It can feel scary, but when we allow ourselves to be caught up by the universe, myriad possibilities open to us. This painting is called A Star is Born, and its message is about becoming the star you came here to be. You can reach your peak life experience through surrendering and allowing who and what you truly are to flourish. Today, be more by doing and trying less. This advice goes against the grain of our striving culture that encourages us to source from outside ourselves and to busy ourselves out of natural state of knowing and bliss. Okay? Now I got a little bit more for this one here. Surrender is a key element in the creative process. When I let go and flow, allowing intuition over direction, I find I create far more powerful works. That is not to say our lives should be left to the slipstream. The message is about freeing ourselves from the paradigm of control and force. Yes, we can achieve with this mode, but we also lose opportunities for magic. A synchronistic meeting, following our intuition and being in the right place at the right time can outweigh months of careful planning. Lose your hold on the reins and know the universe will catch you. Trust even through things are not as you imagine. Stay poised and aligned with your purpose. At the last minute, the situation will reveal its magic. All right, cool. Now the last card I got, number 19, and this is called Balanced. Let me hold it up here this way. Balanced forces, guys. See both hands and taking all that energy that's inside of us. Like I said, we're all frequencies, okay? We are antennas. And each side is equal. Look at that, the equal amount of energy. And our hands contain so much energy, guys. It's amazing how much energy our hands actually hold, okay? So when you've had that blanket and you've rubbed it with your hand and you've made that spark, you know, especially if you were a kid, those one blankets that they had, you know, that were easy to spark, if you guys know what I'm talking about, all right? The reason is because of the amount of energy that we have. Okay, you can get that static, like electricity and things, okay, and things like that. That's in our hands. So that's one of the reasons it causes that to be able to do that and make that spark. So now let me get through here to 19, and I'm almost there. And here we go with balanced forces. And this is balanced forces all working together on each side, okay? So let me get this card held up for you. And here it goes, guys. Balanced forces. Yin and yang. Oh, they're popping up again, if you've noticed this trend, okay? The two. productive flow, masculine and feminine energy, the balancing of duality, radicals, being rebalanced, equality, balance in perspective, pentagram. Okay? The Luminarian people are said to have been androgynous, meaning they were not a specific gender, as they were only particularly formed in physical realm. They did not inhabit a paradigm of duality. They were a perfect balance of what became masculine and feminine energy as it defined in the physical realm form. We all hold a mix of masculine and feminine energy within us. Masculine energy is more about focus in a forward direction, while feminine energy is more holistic and perpetual. Masculine energy is that of logistics and actioning desire into being, and it has more of a controlled and rigid vibration. Feminine energy is freer flowing, nurturing, creative, and receptive. Both sides are to be celebrated, but in our efforts to rebalance, inequality and prejudice can occur. In the current pentagram, masculine and feminine energies are imbalanced as our global culture is largely practical and strongly influenced by masculine energy. Efforts to revitalize the feminine role have been instrumentally shifting the balance over the last century. It is time to calm mind-based intellect, scientific data, linear direction, and the acquisition of power. To have an optimal human experience, we must embody a balance of masculine and feminine energy. We can daydream in receptive fluidity and then action our ideas into reality. We can be soft and nurturing and also firm and direct as needed. We can be determined, compassionate, grateful, vulnerable, visionary, and strong. There can be focus and free flow. We may not draw on these energies simultaneously, but when we access both equally, we can be truly powerful, centered beings. When we bridge the duality with ourselves, we can seed more balance in our outer world. This card invites you to look at masculine and feminine energy from a more balanced perspective. Is the situation at hand on more masculine side of the spectrum? Can it be tampered with feminine energy? Vice versa. Would the addition of masculine energy bring balance? What needs to happen for form a more holistic and equalist foundation? Do you normally hold a position of one extreme? How might you balance this so you can experience a more optimized state of being? To bring more masculine drive and focus to a situation, for instance, if you have some upcoming due dates and you need to get into action mode, focus on your goals, desires, and ambitions. If you want to engage more feminine energy for receptivity, trust, flow, and surrender, consider all the things you are grateful for already. Feel the warmth, gratitude, and comfort of knowing everything is divinely perfect just the way it is. All right, guys. So that is what I have for you guys, all right? So what do we have? We have the earth, okay, connecting and the meditating with all of that, right? Then we had the fire energy that came through, your unique gifts and tuning into those and surrendering to those and finding, okay? What station are you? Like you're turning on, the radio and you have that old dial and some's coming in static. Finally get to like say 97.9. You got your classic rock going. All right. And you're like, okay, that works. The station I'm going to tune into right now, because maybe you got your favorite announcer, DJ guy, who's going to be on talking too. So anyhow, that's what you need to be doing with this coming up full moon. All right. And you got your balances of forces. So think about that with the masculine and the feminine energies there. Okay. And your situations, and ask yourself, could it use a little bit more of this, or could it use a little bit more of that? So that's what I have for you guys in this reading. My love to you all. Mwah.